Hello, I'm EnterElysium, and we're in Europa Universalis 4, EU4 for short. A lot of you probably won't know what this game is. This game is a grand strategy game by Paradox, who are probably one of the nicest development studios out there, who are, you know, an actual named development studio who do a lot of big games. They're really actually kind of not bad at all, considering when you think of publishers, you normally think of EA and those sort of guys who are constantly doing things wrong. So I kind of really like it when I can actually, you know, have a game that I enjoy and actually enjoy the fact that I like promoting the company because they're a good company. So EU4 is one of those games. You may have heard of Crusader Kings 2, same company. And these are Paradox grand strategy games. They're strategy games with a lot of depth, and the scale is pretty large. So this is going to be a new series on my channel because I just really like these games, and I've decided, you know, I really like the game, I actually want to cover it, I actually want to promote it, and it's just so much fun. So, as you can see, like I say, grand strategy, pretty big scale. Now, Europa Universalis 4 is you play as a country, and so if I pop the political map mode on, you can play as any of these countries, and you play them through from 1444 or later until, I think it's 1821 off the top of my head. Crusader Kings 2, which goes before this, you can start from, I believe, as early as the 9th century, and you play through until basically when Europa Universalis starts. And there is actually a save converter so that you can play in Crusader Kings 2 and then transfer the save over, so you could play like sort of a Viking country, have a massive Viking empire by doing really well in Crusader Kings 2, port it over, and then you can start this game with like a Viking empire, which would be really cool. And, you know, they came up with an expansion recently, which is the Conquest of Paradise expansion, which allows you to play as, well, you could play them before, but it makes more depth and more interesting sort of political stuff that you can do as the Native American nations. And it also introduces the ability to randomize the new world. I think this is actually available in the game as a free patch, not just in the expansion itself, but I'm not certain off the top of my head on that one. So I'm actually going to play with a randomised new world for this series. What we're going to do is we're probably going to play as England. I'm thinking England. We'll play as England. And I'm going to randomise the new world. So I'm afraid North America, you're not going to look like that. It's going to be completely random. So when we go to colonise, we'll be discovering the new world for the first time. Because one of the things that I found that when I was playing it before the expansion came out and playing as, say, England and trying to colonise is I'd be like, well, I know exactly what I've got to do. I've got to, you know, preferably get hold of Iceland. If I can't, get a base on Greenland. And then I can use that to bring down a base onto the Americas, and I know I want to be able to get into this area here because it's got lots of really high tax provinces, lots of things like sugar, and, you know, preferably get hold of the Aztecs because they've got all that gold. What I did in my playthrough as England is actually called a crusade against the Aztecs and nicked all their gold. Highly effective. So with a randomised new world, we actually won't know what we're going to be walking into, and it will be like discovering the new world for the very first time. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I completely recommend this game if you actually like strategy games at all. It's often on sale. It's nearly any time there's a sale, and sometimes when there isn't a real sale going on, it just randomly appears for half price, like 15 quid, which will be like, what, $25, $20, probably $20. So it's definitely value for money. Absolutely worth it. Completely value for money. So we're going to play as England. I can play as like a smaller nation, but I want to really focus on trying to do sort of like the colonisation stuff. And to do that, it's helpful to have like a nice nation that's got a bit of power. Now, the problem with England is they start involved in the 100 Years' War with France, which is not so good. They start off with having just won a victory, but literally about to be crushed by the French army. So without further ado, let's just select our... There we go. And you can see our king, King Henry VI of Lancaster, is really awful. He's got 0 in admin, 0 in diplomacy, and 0 in military. Those stats go from 0 to 6. 6 being really good, 0 being absolutely shit. He has 0, 0, 0. He is the worst leader you can have. So let's play as him. Now, what we want to do is we want to go Iron Man selected, so that means I can't save scum. There will be no reloading of saves. It will save it to the cloud. There'll often be loads of saves going on, but I think it's more fun to do it with the Iron Man mode on. And we're going to play Random New World. Just for the fun. Let's look at what options we've got on. We can't select any other options. Sure, because it's Iron Man mode. That is fine by me. Right, let's play. We will name this England. Alright, new, with a capital N. New New World. England. Start Iron Man. So now it's just creating the random new world. Frame rate chugging down pretty low as it tries to concentrate on doing that. Bum bum bum. And any minute now we should be jumping straight in. Now we won't see the new world for quite a while, because as you can see we've got this Terra Incognita in the way. We know all about this area here, but we have no idea what's over here. So I think after we can sort out this dreadful state of affairs, as you can see they have 30 troops there about to crush R9. Not so good. We're probably going to start looking over here a bit tentatively, because your ships do suffer attrition the further away you are from home, from all the, the seas and the lack of food. So we're going to have to sort of tentatively pop over, pop back, pop over, pop back, and it'll take us quite a while to actually get to the new world. But when it happens, we're going to try and put all our effort into that, because it'll be incredibly great. And until then, we have Ireland and Scotland to conquer, and, well, France to contend with, especially now considering, well, France is a bit fun. So let's turn ourselves onto, I believe it's diplomatic map mode. There we go. You can see who we're at war with. Now, France at this stage is actually not France as we know it today. It's actually got Burgundy over here, which is a separate province. Well, not even a separate province, it's a separate nation entirely. And they actually decided not to join France in on, the beginning of the 100 Years' War. And that kind of led to their demise and their becoming basically a part of France. If they'd gone with France, it might not have happened that way. But anyway, off speculative history, and as you can see down here, we actually have a couple of vassals, sort of allied provinces, etc. Brittany is staying neutral throughout this. It's much later that Brittany actually becomes part of France. As you can see, we've got Orléans, Provence, a couple of other Armagnac, there we go. All of those not particularly wanting to be on my side right now. How much are we losing? A bit of money. Let's see. Let's bring open our money tab. We are losing money. We've got quite a high army maintenance. And alright, the important thing in the game is money, and then you've got these 3 points here, and these sort of you spend them on doing a couple of different actions, but you also spend them on research, and trying to keep up with the technology in this game is really important. If you start falling behind in technology, you really suffer, and you will know it. So right now, because we actually have a 0-0-0 leader, and he makes up to 50% of our total income of points, we're really going to suffer for the beginning of the game. So we've got to play kind of conservatively and try and make whatever claims we can now, because in a few years we're going to have fallen behind. Hopefully he will die and we'll get a new guy. Do we have an heir? I wonder. Where's our heir? No legal heir. And how old are we? 22. So we've got plenty of time to get an heir at least. So what we're going to do is try and hopefully end the 100 Years' War as quickly as possible, and then concentrate on getting parts of Ireland, and then Scotland, because Scotland has the issue that I believe they are under yep, there you go. Independence guaranteed by France. So if we go to war with them, France would jump into war with us. Alright, so who have we got on the side here? All of those provinces versus us. What we need to do, because they're going to come straight across and crush us, there's no way we can take on them without reinforcements. So we need to go diplomacy, access actions, ask for military access, relations actions, no? Oh, alliance actions. You won't ally with us, will you? Yeah, we're at war. Minus 110. Otherwise you would. Okay. And what have we got here? How many of the transports? Okay, I'm going to select this group. I'm going to move them here. Actually, I'll move them here, and hopefully we'll be able to get these guys pulled out. Now, these guys, there's 9 of them. And we will put... Right, shock, fire. At this point in the game, shock's more important than fire because muskets haven't really been properly brought in yet. I don't know if they've actually been brought in properly in the game. It's about this sort of time that gunpowder does make an appearance on the battlefield, albeit not particularly much for quite a while yet. So right, they can't go in there till we get a response from that diplomat, which will be very soon. We're going to try and crush this 5. I don't think we'll get a river crossing. Let's have a look. Terrain, grasslands. Can you tell me what the terrain is? I can't remember how you find out the terrain. Maybe mouse over the province? No. 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 Okay. Anyway, we're gonna try and crush that 5. And now I've got a decent leader on. We'll put a leader on this guy just in case he gets caught. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Also, leaders give you a bonus to maneuver. So these guys have got free maneuver. They're really good, actually. We've got a really good general for this. And we'll probably put the free on. And then we're going to try and get out there, pull our transport ships in there, jump in the transport ships, jump over the sea. And then they're probably going to turn south to crush these guys, at which point we'll have to pull these guys out. Right, these are our trading ships, which brings me on to another point. We need to have a look at where our merchants are stationed. So if we bring up the trade map mode, we've got a merchant here. I believe you are transferring trade power. Yes, you're transferring upstream, and you are collecting. That's good. Yes. Now, this is a really complicated system. It's kind of weird, but what it basically is where the arrows are going is produce is being made, produce is being exported, and then it can be exported. It can't be exported against the grain, like it can't go upstream, but it can go downstream. So as you can see, there's a tiny bit of money coming in here, but there's a lot of money coming in here, and this is because this node is also getting stuff from Bordeaux. It's not getting anything from here. They've changed the trade system a little bit in the last patch. So yeah, a lot of stuff's been created around here as well. So what we're doing here is pushing it. This merchant, he's going to push it upstream in the way we choose. So instead of going this way, which would take it towards Burgundy, we're going to push it this way, which is towards London. And we've also got another merchant in London who's collecting there, which means that he's trying to get as much of it as possible to stay in that trade node on our capital, which is exactly what we want, because that means more money for us. And alright, we've got 2 merchants and they're in the places we want. That is fine. So let's go back to diplomatic and there we go, barracks. Basically you have capital ships, well, not capital ships, heavy ships, light ships, galleys, and transports. Transports for transporting troops. Galleys which are like shallow draft, sort of light ships that are allowed to sort of get a bit of a combat bonus in inland seas because they're less sort of heavily, I don't know, the weather's not as daunting to them because it's an inland sea. So places like the Mediterranean, galleys get a bonus. Places like, I have no idea what this is called. The sea on the inside of the sort of Baltics? Yeah. That's sort of an inland sea, so that's a less sort of gales and stuff. So your galleys get a bonus there. However, galleys are pretty crappy when they're out in the actual ocean. Heavy ships, expensive but awesome. Light ships, really, really good for being fast and for commerce defense, and that means you can give them orders like I'm going to give them now. So if I select these guys, we can protect trade, and that means it'll get more of the money to stay in the node, or it'll get more of the money to get pushed out of the node. So for now, I would normally split them up and put one group up here and one group down here, or one group here and one group up here on a trade node. But because if I do that, they might get attacked by the French Navy, which admittedly is really crap. They really don't have much of a navy. I'm going to leave them as one section for now. Actually, no, I could probably split them up, because we'll probably end up just sieging their port. Well, not sieging, what's it called? Blockading, yeah. We'll probably blockade their port, because all they have is 2 heavy ships, 3 light ships, 4 transports. So we can definitely beat them in a sea war. So this is the only issue with the 100 Years' War, is that we're fine on the island, they're never going to get across to us. However, we have 4 provinces over here that we need to protect. And that's the issue. We're really defensible as England. Not great for actually winning this war unless we can get some good kills in. So if I select this unit actually, and then I split off all of our heavy ships, select unit. Okay, we haven't got an admiral. An admiral? Yes, an admiral. And move them there. They'll stop blockading that, so they'll never be able to get out. And then if I split that group, S is a shortcut for split, but you've also got a button. I think it's that one there. Split in half, yeah. I want to send you to London to protect trade there. And I want you to go to... See, that means upstream. That's useless. What we want to do is, well, almost useless. It's got... I think it's got buffed in the recent patch. You can do it slightly more upstream, but it's nowhere near as effective as pushing downstream. So we're going to send you to Bordeaux, which is the trade node here. Push down to London. Other than that, I think it's a case of just getting our troops into position for being able to go across the sea. Now you can see we've just won the Battle of Agincourt, which was 6,000 versus 25,000, and we won pretty decisively. Nice score. Battle of Agincourt, of course, being pretty famous. There we go, good news, we have military access. Okay. You can see they've split up their army, because they know that they can crush us with only 17, but they're sending that 13 down to this 9. So we need to get out of here. And then preferably get that 9 out of the way. And you can see that these guys are going to double up. Actually, no, they're not. He's going to Lambord? Right, you can see here, if I pause it, this is our front line, this is our back line. We've got a bigger line, so we've got more overlap. We have high morale, because they've got minus 8% war exhaustion, which I don't think we have. Oh, we have war exhaustion as well. What is it? Oh, we've got bonus to prestige. That's why. We've got higher prestige than them. Yeah, that 13's now gone into the fog of war. It will be coming for us. So we need to get out of here. We've won that battle, which is absolutely great for us. We're on 3% war score. Come on, transports. There we go. Right, now I'm really worried about this 13 stack coming down and crashing this 8, because that wouldn't be good for us. Now, we can't recruit troops fast enough to really take advantage of that. Can I go into Bern? Yeah, I can. I'm going to stay there for the moment, and if I see this 13 approaching, because we can just about see if they're going to approach us, we can try and run for it. But there we go, there's the 13. They're coming to Gascon. So we're going to go to Bern. We need to get that 9 out of the way before we can move those troops transports. Oh, no, they're splitting. Yeah, there we go. I can play with the AI and force it to split its troops. And then, hopefully, if I can keep that going for a little while. So that 9's still going across the sea. Are we going to end up in Bern? Looks like, yeah, we're going to end up in Bern. We'll head for Toulouse, and if they don't change course... Yeah. Ooh, excellent. Yeah, I forgot about this. We have the fun Pope system. The Papacy. Oh, I'm currently the courier controller. That's really useful. The courier controller gets a load of bonuses. Like, there we go. You see, stability, modifier cost, diplomats, yearly prestige, possible advisors, yearly papal influence, leaders without upkeep. Really useful. I can also excommunicate and call for Crusade, which is really useful for us. We only have one... Yeah, we've only got one cardinal, which means anyone who gets a second cardinal in will automatically take over from us. Currently, none of these guys actually have a cardinal in, so that's fine. But if, say, I don't know, Savoy was going to get a second cardinal in, I think they're pretty hostile to us, we would have an issue, because they'd take over the courier controller, and that means they get a lot of power. Also, we lose another diplomat. We should probably start using our diplomats, actually. What do we want to do? Burgundy, do you like us? No, you really don't like us. Oh, you rivaled us. Yeah, rivalry not good. I'm actually going to name my rival. I probably should have done that at the beginning. We go rival. I'm going to rival France. And since Burgundy have rivaled us, I'll rival Burgundy as well. I'm going to leave the third slot for now. See if... Yeah, Castile's rivaled us. Portugal like us, so I'm actually going to go and ask Portugal to be my friend. Now, they won't ally with us, because, you see, call to war is a bit like that, and they'll be like, I don't want to be an ally because... Oh, we're already allied, but they won't come to war. Well, you suck. Okay. Well, we're going to improve relations then with them, just to make sure they're nicely on our side. And we've got 2 diplomats free still. Let's look at our diplomacy map mode. There we go. And... no one really likes us. Fair enough. We might try and get Brittany on side. Yeah, let's try and get Britain on side. Because the idea is hopefully we can vassalize them at some point. They are pretty big to vassalize. So we need to either grow a lot or they need to get attacked. But there was also hope that maybe we could get a royal marriage and then we could absorb them via royal marriage. Who else? Denmark or Norway? Now, Norway do start in a personal union under Denmark, which means that they can become part of Denmark. It's not always certain. And sometimes you can see one of these three will just blob out of control. It's not normally Norway, which is why I'm a bit reticent about picking Norway as an ally, despite the fact that they have Iceland, which is incredibly useful because you can use it as a basing position for your fleet, which allow us to explore the New World a lot more. I'm gonna probably ask Norway anyway to be my friend, because that'll give us basing rights there. But if they get absorbed by Denmark, it kind of wastes our... Especially if they end up in a war for like who gets to take the crown, and Denmark win. That would be a problem. I think Sweden also starts under Denmark. Yeah. I've had Denmark absorb both of them and blob out of control before now. Real issue. Alright, now this 7 is going to be fun, because it looks like they're going to be caught. How long will you take to get there? 8, 4. Looks like we're going there then, doesn't it? And when will you get there? Oh, you're going to get there on the 4th as well. It's going to be tight, guys. It's going to be tight. Now, how much is our money? Still going down. I want to hire advisors, but I don't want to do that until our money is at a, stable point. Oh, we didn't get caught. We didn't get caught. Oh, you see they brought a lot more guys down now. They do still have a lot bigger army than us. It looks like these guys are going to have to make their way north. I don't think there is another way out for them. They're going to get 13. They're going to get 10. 9. Yeah, but... Right, so we can go there, but if they choose to come to Languedoc... whatever it is. So I think we're going to have to do a counterattack. They're besieging our provinces at the north, which is an issue at the moment. How many have we got? We've got 14 troop transports. So if we move back over with 9, and also with the 1, we can then move 4 more guys. So let's move 1 cavalry and... And you have our... Yeah, you've Richard Neville. So we'll give you our last general, Henry Percy. I can invest in a cardinal? Excellent. So who do we least want getting a cardinal? I don't know. None of you got duplicates so far. I'm actually going to wait just to see if someone buys out a cardinal. This looks like it's going to be... Yeah, it looks like it's going to be caught. We will give them a bit of a run, which will just be nice to be able to tie up their guys. You can see that's 15, that's 21st. 21st, 20th. So yeah, we're going to get caught here. So we probably should just wait and defend. But at least we're keeping a lot of them in the southern of the continent. Oh, not the continent, the country. There we go. And we're going to just try and retreat on the 26th of January. If we survive that long, that's the issue. What I will actually do... Can I buy stability at this stage? Vassalize... France is a vassal of England. Bloody hell, you don't want much, do you? Form an alliance with Brittany. That's a nice mission. And it also gives us, 10 prestige for vassalizing France. You want me to vassalize all of France and just give me 10 prestige, whereas just forming an alliance is 10 prestige and diplomatic power. You're crazy! Absolutely crazy. Construct a grand fleet. Not bad, but I don't know if we're going to have the ability to really do the fleet thing. Looks like we've completely lost this battle. What is our war for? What's our war goal? I think it is for them to become... I think it is. The war goal is for them to become a personal union under us. Because this is a succession war. Because I believe it happened because we went, oh yeah, we totally own the crown, which we had like the most distant of claims on at the time. I can't remember exactly what the claim we had was, but it was like through a cousin's, uncle's, blah, 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 brother's friend or something. France actually had a much better claim, but we did win the Battle of Agincourt. And then it went downhill. So, yeah, the 100 Years' War, of course, was not just one war. It was a series of wars over the course of 100 years. So, right, that's not going to go well. It's almost tempting to take a white piece if they'd accept it. They probably wouldn't. Let's just check. I have no diplomats to send. No, that's fine. I want to try and at least win something, and if I'm not going to win something, I'm happy to get rid of a couple of provinces just to, you know, get rid of our holdings. We're going to lose that. Yep, there we go. Oh, completely crushed. Absolutely gone. We've got our general back, though, so we're going to put Richard Plagent there. We're down a lot of troops. Admittedly, we're now making money, though. So that's the thing. What is our force limit? That's a good point, because we have... There we go. We can have another 9 units. We will need them, because we are outnumbered, actually. So we will take another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, did I just select mercenaries? I think I may have selected mercenaries. Let me get rid of that. Let's try... There we go. Latin medieval infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. 1, 2, 3. And we probably should go over our foursome if we can. So, yeah, let's try and do that. It does cost you more money to go over your force limit, but I'm perfectly happy to do it at the beginning since we are going to be taking losses very soon. And here we go. 14. It's not enough to take on their stacks when they come back from the south, but by then, hopefully, this 14 shall be over the road as well. It'll be iffy, because we'll be on 28, and they definitely have more than 30 down here. They probably have about 40 all told, which is not the best of starts for us, but... then again, I don't think this is meant to be a particularly easily winnable war, or anything even remotely winnable, or even close to being remotely winnable. So it can be done. I have done it once before, but it was very tricky, and it took many attempts. So I think we're going to end our episode there to begin with. Now, I know not much has happened this episode, mainly because I'm explaining what this game is and how it works, and I also want to kind of introduce you to different concepts and different, you know, important things, so that if you do get the game, you can get into it, because this isn't... Paradox grand strategy games are really difficult to get into because they've got a lot of complex and in-depth stuff. They are really useful in the way they help you with like the UI and stuff. Like, it gives you information. Really nice. That is really useful. And I would recommend, if you pick up this game, which I would thoroughly recommend if you at all like strategy games, the UI mouse over is so useful. Also, if you don't have this up, get this up. You need this up. And yeah, so we're going to end it there. I will continue to explain things as we go through, but at least we won't be talking about, you know, what is the new world, what is this game. And hopefully you'll enjoy this series, because frankly, I absolutely adore this game. I adore Paradox as a studio. They are really good. And yeah, stay shiny, everyone. And hopefully we'll, in not too long, get to find the new world. Until then, stay shiny.